Hey YouTube, your friend St. Chris here. Just gonna show you some tips and tricks that I have for the Volante mixed with the DMC.micro. So I've been using it for probably about a month to two, maybe might be close to 3 months now actually, something like that, somewhere between 2 and 3 months. And I've came up with some really good tricks on how to use it. My first one is I leave the first like 6 slots blank. And every Sunday morning I use it at church. I bring in all my songs that I have saved up here, anywhere from number, I want to say number 8 onward is just presets for songs that I have at church. There's some blank spots in there that I haven't filled yet, but I have tons of songs saved on here for individual songs. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask and I'm not the greatest at it on the fly. Anyways, that's why I was repeating myself. But I have the first 6 slots open for presets. And what I do is I use number 6 as my archetype. So basically, everything's set. Like, I got the mechanics and the wear down because not every delay you want to have modulation on, and you can add it in as you go. Then I have the low cut usually set right around, let's say 10 o'clock, just so there's not too much low end. I have the record level set almost at noon. Time is wherever it is. I'm not going to even worry about that one. You know that it's all based on my tap currently. Repeat should be a little bit below noon, and echo level is a little bit below noon. Spacing, I almost always use even, but some other people might not. And then I have all these off, and they all should be set to center pan, or right there approximately. So I'm just going to show you how I would set up an archetype. And then my spring reverb, I'm probably going to keep right there at 9 o'clock. Just a little bit to, kind of tie it in. And then the decay on that is probably set at noon, which is underneath this. I think if you hold these two, you go to the secondary feature. I don't really use the secondary features that much to the point that I remember how to do it, honestly. Because usually I have it set up the way I want it. But I'm pretty sure you hold 1 and 4 and it'll do the secondary features. Anyways, I would save this. So you hold the blue button down until it blinks, click it again, and it will save to number 6. So now I have my presets for this last Sunday still saved. So there's 0 through what looks like 4. So if you were using the presets inside the Volante, that would be you hold this down and you see that it lights up. So there's 1, and then we can go to 2, and basically you can just pull up those, but if you click this, it will go back to listening to the DMC.micro. So let's go ahead and clear it out. The way I clear it out, I got number 6 there saved. It's a little time consuming, but it works. Go to 5. 5 is now a copy of 6. Hold it down again. Oh. Sometimes my favorite button sticks and it'll automatically re-click it a second time. Go to 4. Now 4 is a copy of 5 and 6. And this is just how I clear it out. There, it did it again. My favorite button sometimes just irritates me. You gotta be delicate with it. Okay, let's do it again and repeat until we get to 0. Darn it, did it again. You just gotta be delicate with it. This is one reason why it's nice to have presets now. I don't have to hit that button. I might just need to send it in sometime to Strymon and get it fixed, but it's not as big of a problem as it may seem at this point. I just gotta be really delicate with it. And then 0. Now all those are cleared out, so if we scroll back up, they're all open for presets. Now if I want to drop in songs, let's go and say I want to drop in 17. Let's go up to 17. There's 17. The way that I program it to go back to those first 6 slots is with the Volante. Hold down your favorite button until it turns blue. What it does when that blue light disappears as soon as I hold up the thing is it just resaves over 17. But in this case, I want to save it to 1, which is actually 0 in the presets. So now if I was going to scroll back down, let's go ahead and add another one. For example, let's add 19, but let's do it to preset number 3 for the set list, which would be preset 2 inside of this. Well, or we could do it as 3, but 3 is 4 in the Volante. Just make sure you get that. So now let's scroll back down to the presets in the front. We got number 3. Here's that preset. Then let's go to preset 00. Here's that preset. And then if I scroll up to the ones I had blanked out with number 6 again, they're still blank. So you can really use the functionality of the Volante to bring your songs forward to your set list inside this. Just keep the first 8 slots open and you'll always have those things ready to go. And you could use number 9 as your archetype if you needed all 8 songs. I don't. Personally, I don't ever use more than 5 songs in a single set. So that being said, I use number 6 as my archetype. And number 7, I actually have as a chorus set up inside this. So you tap to like the fastest speed you can tap on this. You turn the wear and the mechanics all the way up, and then you make the most ever so slight slap back. And this thing can actually be a chorus pedal. I have that preset still saved as number 7. So 6 became my archetype and blank slate preset where I can just copy and paste it wherever I need to basically be my archetype. Which actually number 8 could be my archetype too because it's blank. But I have 7 in the way, and I like 7. I could, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to push 7 to 8. So it's blinking. We're going to push him up to 8 now. So now number 8 and number 7 are the same thing. So I could go ahead and delete number 7 now. So you could go to 6, hold down until it turns blue. Did it again. That's just a warning out there, y'all. You might have issues with that favorite button eventually if you hit it enough times like I have. So number 7 is now an archetype. So number 7 might be my new archetype where it's the thing that's ready to go to make new delays. So let's say we do want to make a new delay. What I usually do is I go to the top of my list. Let's just go to 97. 95. I would just come in here and it should be a blank slate. You know what? Let's go to 01 right now is a blank slate archetype. Let's go ahead and darn it, did it again. Just gotta be delicate, Chris. Gotta be delicate. Okay. Now let's hold this. Did it again. Now 99 is a blank slate. Not that it wasn't before. I have them all blanked out. And what I did, the Volante's factory presets are pretty cool, but really you can access them whenever you want by resetting the pedal again. So I just blanked out all these and made them open slots waiting to be built for delays for songs. Sorry y'all, I accidentally turned off the video there. For example, where I was leaving off there, for example, I've made a couple Christmas songs that I rarely ever use. I put them up here in the 80s just so they're kind of out of the way of my general preset stuff. So I made them up here on some blank archetypes and I just got them saved. And I basically have a list of all my songs numbered with their names behind it so I can just copy, drop it in for that day, what songs I need. And you just, basically, what I did is I just copy and pasted all the way from, originally I was only running like 40 presets, but then I opened it up all the way to 99, so I have 100 presets. I just took 40, made a blank archetype that would cover all of them, and I just copy and pasted all the way up to 99. So, basically, my advice is make sure all your stuff is pan center. Find a delay that you like just off the bat, where it's a really simple sound that you can craft and shape. But if you accidentally clicked on it and didn't mean to somewhere in your presets, or you copied the wrong blank slate or something and you had to build it on the fly, you could easily do it and make that delay work. So make it something that's not too harsh with modulation or too much reverb. Just make it a blank slate, easy delay that you can craft from there on. And that's what I do every Sunday. Is if I need to build a new delay, I just start with wherever I'm at and I just build it, find what thing I want, tap it in, add more verb, add more modulation, something like that, and then maybe add a little more low cut, find the repeat amount I want, and then I save it. So, for example, I would save, that should have saved it, but it might not have. Yep, it saved it. I save it, and then if I ever don't want that again, I just copy and paste back over it and blank it out again. There is it can be very challenging to blank one that's in the middle of a bunch of other songs. Like if you're wanting to blank out this one, you're better off just setting all your knobs the way you want. And like if you could actually probably do your favorite, set your favorite that's inside the Volante. So here's the preset menu again, and then you could go outside the preset menu. You could have this set up ready to go to be your blank slate as well, and then you could save it over your thing, which I just canceled out one of my songs because of that. Oh no, I didn't. Cool. Yeah, so there's some there can be some challenges to that. But outside of that, those are my tips and tricks right now that I'm using. I really love the combination of the DMC.micro and the Volante. And now I'm using my Flint. Excuse me, my throat's a little clogged up right now. I'm using the Flint. Originally I bought this for a tremolo, but really I use it mostly for this verb, man. And what I do is I have this expression pedal tied to the decay knob. And whatever value you set the decay knob on the pedal to is the toe down maxed out value. So right now this is the max it will go. But if you set this all the way up or find your sweet spot of how much you want as your maximum, you can easily use this as your reverb pedal. Basically, I find the amount of reverb I want on the fly by just touching it down until I hear the amount I want, or I hear too much and then I barely back it off. And then on this Boss EV30, you can also set the minimum value for the heel down. And I just set it at a very small audible amount and put it where I can easily have it heel down and I have just the most subtle amount of reverb always on my guitar. And then if I go up, I just get more to the extent that I want and I leave it there. Or if I want like some really infinite pads, I just go toe down with it just barely off maximum, and it really helps me fill in and get some really pad-like sounds on top of the Volante. So that's my tips and tricks right now that I wanted to add of the presets in this and this guy, just to help you guys maybe decide a little bit easier on if you really want to pull the trigger on this. I absolutely love the setup and love the way it works, and I mean, just look at all these songs that I have saved in here. I mean, I've done a lot with it, and it's really simple to craft a delay with this pedal. I mean, it does pretty much everything you would want it to do. I mean, it's got really vintage sounds. The only thing it really doesn't do is like that full bore analog delay type stuff, but it can emulate that pretty goodly it can do that pretty good if you shape what you're wanting and really play around with this Strymon Volante. Hope this helps you guys. The video went a little longer than I thought, but heck, you might like me rambling if you're staying in tune with my channel anyways. It's my type and my style, so if you're here to hear me talk and give you tips. And I over-explain things because that's what I expect my audience to want. So, hopefully that helps. Gets you guys some new info on this, and that'll hopefully tide you over until I do my next video, which hopefully is going to be on this guy and its speaker change and swap part 2. So, you guys have a good one. Have happy holidays and Merry Christmas. Your friend St. Chris is out. Later.